choppy. Choppy.
Choppy.
Kind. It sound good. It's just video choppy.
Choppy.
It sound good. It's just video choppy. Yeah, it's better. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we good.
All right. Shalom. That call Halom La.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Hakodash.
That's all praises to who people call God, whose name is Yahweh. All right. The elder just said in the original Hebrew tongue, you know, hey, his name being Yahweh, and the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose true and actual name is Yahweh Shai. All right. In the actual or original Hebrew tongue. All right. Salutations, much respect, and biblical love. Many blessings and peace to the elder apostles at the Great Millstone Church, as well as the elder bishops. Much respect and biblical love. Salutations to the rest of you brothers pushing, all right, this truth, all right, the true doctrine, the true gospel across the four corners of the globe. All right, hold on, man, abide. All right. As we see the day approaching, you know, because you pushing it and believing it. So, to you that's being awake from Shalom, so yeah, getting into this. Let's kick it off with Psalms 96 and 10.
Yep. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 96, in the 10th verse. It reads, say among the heathen that the Lord Yahweh reigneth.
Yeah, so that's what we're here to do. All right, we out here, you know, as the biblical Israelites, you know, through the prophecy, you know, as is written in Ezekiel the 37th chapter, right? Alluding to how it said the dry bones will be able to live once the Lord breathed breath back into them. All right, it being up to the Heavenly Father. And that's exactly how we out here, because we are indeed the people that were, mentioned right there, all right, with that analogy of dry bones. We, the Israelites, so-called blacks or so-called blacks, Negroes, so-called West Indians, so-called Native American Indians, and so-called Latinos on your father's side, you know, those that can receive this, all right, those set up to help bring this in. You know, and be given peace, be given relief. Let's get that Sirach 18. All right, because these heathen, they try to bring the heat, they bring in pressure, and we're going through a lot of crap, man. But nonetheless, we will be able to withstand. We'll be able to come back from it. Because why? Thus saith the Lord. Again, alluding to Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones. He said, can these bones live? Thou knowest. You got it? 18 and 24.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 18, and the 24th verse. It says, think upon the wrath.
Or jump up to 16. My bad. It should be verse 16.
Yep, shall not.
Yep.
Con. Sirach 18 and verse 16, it says, shall not the dew assuage the heat.
See? The dew, what's the dew? This doctrine. All right? The scriptures. All right? The very thing we hold, we talking about, we reading from, you know, the thing we hold to. You know, the thing that's been given to us. That's the dew, the doctrine, the true doctrine. All right? Meaning what's going to happen. All right? The prophecies given to us to understand, eat up, to where we can come back to life. You know, the Lord breathed it into us. He gave it to us as food. All the different analogies that we were supposed to take in, like Ezekiel, you know, and receive what it's saying. Have it for food of thought, you know, so we can come back again to life and live. Get Baba Kashar, Deuteronomy 32, and Baba Kashar get Deuteronomy 32 and 2, and get Sirach 24 doctrine and prophecy. All right. So let me get this in Ezekiel. Shalom, Mark. Get this real quick. This is Ezekiel 37. All right. And we're going to jump to the point. Ezekiel 37 and 2. It says, me start at 1. And it says, the hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, right? It says, it set me down in the midst of the valley, which is full of bones. Yeah, amongst the lowly, hence a valley. It says, the poor, the weak. It says, and caused me to pass by them round about. You know, go all the way through, be able to see everything, you know? The Spirit showing you everything, allows you to see everything that's going on with Jake. All right? That's what we're talking about. It says, and behold, there were very many in the open valley. Most Jake down. All right? Even if they up high, they down. You know? It says, down bad. It says, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, son of man, it's the point. Can these bones live? And it says, and I answer, O Lord God, thou knowest. See that? And he said unto me, that's heavy. So it's about what? Living. So what did the Lord, give us to live? You got Matthew 4:4?
You said Matthew 4:4?
Come.
Not well. Yeah, over there.
Come on.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 4 and 4. It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Shall not what?
Shall not live.
Who shall not what?
Man shall not live.
Right? Dealing with the Israelite man, first and foremost. All right? He shall not what?
Shall not live.
Shall not what?
Shall not live.
He shall not live. Come on.
By bread alone.
He shall not live by bread alone. See, physical food. The crap Esau feeding you, you know, you gonna die eating that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna bring Jake back. Jake going to damn Golden Corral buffets and, you know, food porn and all that bullshit. Eating good, smoking good. Jake not gonna come back to life with that, man. That's why Jake dead now. You know? In a dead state that is. Come on.
It says, but
You wanna take on?
lie.
Okay.
It says, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
Yeah, and the brother, he ain't got his garment because I forgot my garment, man. My day ain't no excuse, man. Brother brings garments up here now. So he gave me his garment. All right? Well, come on.
Yep.
It's locked.
Yep. It says, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
That's spiritual, man. We gotta stay on our P's and Q's. The main garment you can't forget is your inward garment. You know, the garments, the covering, is truth. All right? You know, like Pop said from Friday, he was like, think the man was that good, huh? Craig said, well, I'm a man without. You know, a man of the Lord with the garment, the physical garment, or without, you know, or without. You know? I don't want to rock this eye. Shalom, huh? All right, come on. Shout one more time.
Tell you, okay, go ahead. Yeah, this book of Matthew chapter 4 and 4. It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
So that's why the Lord. So Jake not gonna bounce back from that.
Right.
You know, Carnal, he gonna bounce back through the word.
Spirit. Yep.
Yeah, the Spirit. St. John 6 and 63. You know? So when you go back to that Ezekiel 3 and 4, 3, 37 and 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? See that? And can Jake bounce back? Right? And I answered, O Yahweh, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, prophesy. Do what? Prophesy unto these bones and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. See, that's what's going to bring you back to life, man. That's what's going to put our people back on top. This book, this the real navigation unto our kingdom, unto us ruling, unto us not having to work no more or having business and have people work for us. That's going to last. You know, this your book. All right. They took it. They got a bunch of fakes, phonies, set up working for them to teach it to you. But upside lie about it. Don't even read it. Why you think, right? Why you think the Bible don't even get read in so-called church? You know? So it ain't the Bible. The Bible didn't put Jake right in the situation you see Jake in, because the Bible don't get read in church. It's these pastors. It's these false prophets. It's these Jakes that got all the zeal in the world, but not according to knowledge. You know? That's what got Jake and keeping Jake in a dead state. The prosperity doctrines, all that crap. America gonna go down, man. And the sad reality, but really the good reality, majority of our people are gonna die. Because what makes that it's a sad reality, you know, obviously, but what makes it a good reality is because we ain't gotta wait for everybody to try to get this, man.
Exactly.
They just gotta hear it. So that's why when you go back to where we started, he said what? What's that?
Psalm chapter
Yeah.
96.
Yep, 96 and 10.
And 10, it says, say among the heathen.
See, and that could be even Jake, because most of our people became heathen. You know, say among the heathen, right? Including Jake. Come on.
Yep. It says, say among the heathen that the Lord Yahweh reigneth.
See, the Lord Yahweh reigneth. This is power. This is gonna put you on. All right, this is gonna take everything down that's holding you down. You know, this is who's gonna bring you out of this estate. Him, through what? His doctrine. All right, and the understanding of it, the preaching of it, and the living by it. You know, to the best of your ability. And then to the rest of the natural heathen, because we brought this out, starting the camp, you got Esau, the damn police, sitting behind us. You know, this part, but we ain't worried about it, just saying. Why is that relevant? Because on the times we in, you know? Y'all don't run nothing, man. How we know? Because the Lord gave us this word again, man. All this crap, the pressure that we feel, the anger, the resentment, you know what I'm saying, and traps we know we surrounded by, the profiling and all that, and the wrong way, it's been clarified to us on why and what it is. So, you know, so-called white man in y'all world, we in our captivity as this day, subject to payments, but nonetheless, that's what it is, you know? And this place coming to an end. And these people, y'all just proud. And y'all set up to do what? Because say rulers are not tear the good works, you know? Y'all set up to just appease the wrath of him that made y'all, basically, you know? You don't even know what's going on. You know, for all you fucking agents and all this other shit going on out here, man. Little Chris is on the comment board, kicking over Jake Brothers' garbages, you know what I'm saying? Set up, kicking over people's property, being disrespectful. The Lord see y'all ass, man. And it's spiritual, because when you watch that in Friday, like, the Spirit had me relate that to dudes, right? Little Chris eventually got chased and got caught.
Exactly.
And that's synonymous. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he got his ass beat at the end. He got caught up to him.
And that makes you think of what? Angels. Lord gonna send a cruel messenger against these goddamn people, man.
Right.
Angels, they gonna chase them, you know? And catch your ass, man. The spirit gonna catch you, man. So again, you got it. Psalms 96.
Yep, Psalms chapter 96 and verse 10.
You know, again, this is the spirit like the wind, so we, you know,
Exactly.
that's the wind, you know, the right wind, the spirit takes us. Come on.
Psalms 96 and 10, it says, say among the heathen that the Lord Yahweh reigneth.
So Lord willing is edifying. Yep. Say among the heathen, come on.
That the Lord Yahweh reigneth.
Yeah, come on.
The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved.
Yeah, man. It's thus saith the Lord. How he say people are to be, how people are to act, right? How he say you're supposed to act when you come to the house of God. That's what reigns. So if you think you can defy that because you forgot, you gladly mistaken. You know, you gonna get caught, man. You gonna get chased and you gonna get beat down. You people trying to take the Bible, add unto it, take from it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna bring you to the valley of Jehoshaphat and plead with all you heathens. All right? All of you. You know? The natural one. All right? Because all the J's gonna be dead.
Yep.
All right?
I want to read this in the NLT. Psalms 96:10, and this is in the NLT. It says, tell all the nations, the Lord Yahweh reigns. It says, the world stands firm and cannot be shaken. It says,
and that's the spirit, because like they say, all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
right.
So it's basically two Israels. You know? You got the Israel of God, the elect, and then you got the non-elect, man. You know? That's why the Lord say He gonna cut them off. He cut off that what? Sirach 10, that long disease.
Yep.
You got it.
Yep. And this is more proof that the Lord, His words are what's going to stand firm. He said, it says the world stands firm and cannot be shaken.
Yeah, that's the spirit. And that's Isaiah 45, which clarifies John 3:16. God so loved the world.
Right.
If God so loved the world, why is all this happening? You know, what world?
Exactly.
Come on.
It says He will judge all people fairly. So you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Thus saith the Lord.
You know, so that's the comfort. We ain't worried about every J getting this, man. If everybody believes or not, it don't matter. You heard, and that's what gives you comfort. Because it tell you in 2nd Ezra 8 what? Let's go there real quick.
Huh.
You know, he said, seek out the joy for such as be like thee, man. Which ain't that many. Most people don't believe in God no more. Most people don't think He's coming back. Your grandma wasn't a prophet. Your auntie wasn't a prophet. Your uncle wasn't a prophet. The prophets ain't dead. All right? This is archaeological related evidence, right? Documentation we bringing out. This stuff is related to things that's been archaeologically proven. All right? Come on.
Get what you want. From the top.
No, jump to the point. Seek out the glory for such as be like these, like in the 50s. Second Ezra 8 and
Yep, I got it. Come on. These are 51.
Yep.
2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 51. It says, but understand. Yep, starting at verse 50. 2nd Ezra in the 8th chapter. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter time.
See, that's not. We're in the latter times. Don't you know everything that was written in this book has archaeologically been proven to have happened?
Exactly.
It happened. This is gonna happen. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to reread that too. Salakia. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50, it
Think
says,
this bullshit gonna go on forever? Women out of order. You know what I'm saying? People doing stuff, the earth messed up, right? Everything, man, is out of order. It's not how God created this, man. Come on.
it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter time. It says, shall dwell in the world.
Yeah, see that? Dwell in the world. World does not equate earth.
Right.
So when they say God so loved the world, that's not talking about the earth. That's talking about a world. Like you got the fashion world, a such and such world. That's the world of believers, of the Israelites. Because everybody that oppressed the Israelites going in tributary, right, to the Israelites. Captivity, slavery. Because why? The Israelites are in captivity right now. But see, we won't know this because everybody reading the Bible, right, by popular consensus, are set up. They paid off. We don't get paid to do this. You know how young we are? Come on.
Yep. It says, because they have walked in great pride.
Exactly. So the Lord gonna get all you people that ain't, you know, regardless if you believe this or not. People in the old world during the times of Noah thought it sweet. Noah preached for 120 years and the flood finally came. You know? So it don't make no difference. And that's the best thing that can happen because while it was water, so the Lord was cleaning the earth. See that? He washed away all the filth. All of it. And he started over. With a real, they show you this in the movies in Hollywood. You know? It's all about starting over. But see, the wicked, they think they're going to leak their way over to the new world to come and possibly rule. It's not going to happen, man. It's going to come down to how Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua said it's going to come down to. And it don't matter if a nigga that the Lord sent us to tell us to believes it or not. You know? It don't matter. It don't matter if y'all come watch us, spy on us, deliver us. It don't matter. The word of God is not bound, bro. Y'all murdered the Lord himself. But does that mean he not coming back? You could have cut his head off, you know? The Lord was still, hey, it still does say of the Lord. But you weren't going to cut the Lord's head off because that wasn't written. See that? So it's all about what's written. You know? Ain't no damn sense, man. Anyway, man, Salaki. You got it. Step aside.
Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 51, it says, but understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory for such as be like thee.
See? And there ain't many. See that? So it ain't too much we got to do. All we got to do is this is a light burden.
Right.
You know? The Lord said what? It's going to be like a small sanctuary. He going to be unto us as a what? A small sanctuary. We grab that real quick. You know?
Little sanctuary.
I think it's Ezekiel 11.
I believe so. I just believe that.
Yep, 11 and 16. Ezekiel 11 and 16. Start at 12. Is that going to what we talking about? You got it?
This is Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 12.
1 and 16. You got it?
It says, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Ye have not walked in my statutes.
And you shall know that I am Yahweh. That's what he's saying. Because everybody talking about Lord. You got, not everybody, but people in Israel talking about Yahweh. But again, Yahweh, right? Come on.
It says, for ye have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manners of the heathen
See?
that are round about you.
See that? So, and Jake do that because the heathen up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could be degenerate, Glorilla winning. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
You know? They losing. Rappers losing. That mean they literally lose bad. Like, you know? Come on, bro.
Right. It says, and it came to pass when I prophesied that Pelatiah, the son of Benaniah, died. It says, then fell I down upon my face and cried with a loud voice and said, O Lord Yahweh, wilt thou make a full end?
Hey, what?
A full end?
See? The Lord's finna kill a lot of Israelites. He already doing it. Come on.
It says, wilt thou make a full end of the remnant of Israel? It says, verse 14, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, thy brethren, even thy brethren, the men of thy kindred, and all the house of Israel.
So that's what we're talking about. Ezekiel like, damn, Lord, you gonna kill everybody? Why? Go to Bible Kushar, Ezekiel, well, you got it. Go to Ezekiel 1:3. You know? You know? Look, we in Ezekiel. And we know what's heavy about Ezekiel. Ezekiel seen all them chariots and angels. You know? So that's the spirit. You got it. Come on. Start at 1.
Okay.
Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 1, it says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man,
Yep.
eat that thou findest.
Right. Exactly. Because we had to come back to life. You can't breathe back into somebody without breath. You know what I'm saying? Because really we performing, if you will, mouth-to-mouth,
Resuscitation.
yeah, resuscitation. What mouth? Right? Your ear. From our mouth, right? To your mouth, your spiritual mouth, your ear. You know? And it was through us getting it from our spiritual mouth. You know? Our ear. Because look, starting the spirit first.
Exactly. Spirit is like the wind.
So you gotta feed, you gotta eat, you gotta open your spiritual mouth first and eat. To where you will start saying, you know, come on.
It says,
And then when we start saying, then you're able to eat. You know? It's kind of like a bird. You got this bird living at, you know, my crib. Or whatever, man. Another dang bird. Any dang way. You know, you watch the mother feed the little birds. You know? And they, you know, and she's all day on it. You know? Going to get the food, bringing it back in her mouth, dropping it in their mouth. You know? Mouth to mouth. And it does what? It brings them to life to where they can grow, become big enough, and then they lead the next. Everybody leads. You know? I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, let them chill for now. You got it?
I just say, what's the spiritual about it? I was watching the movie 7 Pounds. And shorty in the movie, she got heart issues. She had fainted.
You said it was called what?
7 Pounds. And she couldn't, she ended up like passing out because her heart wasn't pumping enough blood, giving her brain enough oxygen to be able to like stay up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's by the spirit because we need that breath. You know what I'm saying, to be able to function.
Yeah, and that breath is likened unto food.
Right.
You know? Come on. You got it.
It says, "Eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel."
And it all started because the Lord shed his blood, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, period.
Yeah.
That brought forth the bread, aka the food, all of that, man. You know? That's the trigger everything. To where y'all people don't have a choice. What you seeing now, let's get that real quick. Because this is where we was going. Is we'll come back to that. The salvation of the Lord, man. All right? Let's go to Psalms 1:12 and not 1:12. Lock you. Yo, keep holding that 96. Oh, everything. We can start with Psalms 107 and 20. So I get
God. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 20.
back there.
It says, he sent his word
Yeah.
and healed them.
See, he sent his word. He sent Yahweh Shah. He shed his blood. Come on.
And healed them.
He healed us, man. You know, he brought forth, it allowed that healing to come forth. Hence the ointment. You know what I'm saying? It brought everything forth. Because in him is all things. You know? All things is by Yahweh Shah. That's why they can't let Yahweh Shah be preached. They got to be talking about some man that didn't exist in the way they say he existed. And that's Caesar A. Borgia. Jesus, so-called Jesus Christ. Real quick, go to Bible Shah 1 Corinthians 8 and jump to like 4. Started 6:6.
Okay. Start at 6.
Yep.
This is 1 Corinthians 8 and verse 6. It says, "But to us there is but one God, the Father." It says, "Of whom are all things, and we in him. And one Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, by whom are all things."
See, by whom or what?
Are all things.
So he brought forth the breath. He brought forth food. This is all the same thing. Hence that way to where we can live again. He brought forth the word. He loosed the seals. Revelation 5, to where we can understand. You know, he had to die so the spirit could come to us. The truth. You know, in the time we will definitely need it. You know? And see what's fire about it, you can't kill a spirit.
Exactly. That's something I was thinking too. When we was talking about breath, you breathe from the point that you're born all the way through. So it's just something that's consistent. It's just consistent with life.
Oh. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to find the scripture. Go ahead. You finish it.
No, it's more.
Slide.
It's a lot. It's like
It says, and one Lord, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him.
Yep, see? And we, and who by who?
It says, and we by him.
See, that's how we here.
that's not the goal.
Yeah, that's how you know he died. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know they did what they did to him. Look, you think a so-called white man getting put to death and shedding his blood is what got our black asses out here? No! This is a sign that you know he wasn't damn a so-called white man. The white man don't want you out here doing this, man. Telling the truth. He wants you out. he wants you out here confused.
Nah, you ain't gonna say shit. You just don't want you teaching them the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candyman, man.
You go out there,
exactly.
you go out there and preach, but you can't preach reality.
Yeah. Like, that's what you're saying with all together. You're saying.
Yeah, that's bull crap, man.
You're supposed to be teaching John 3:16 in the wrong context.
You finished?
Yeah, that's it.
This is the book of Psalms 107 and verse 20. It says, he sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions.
See that? See, it's a whole, process playing out, man.
Right.
You know, we was destroyed mentally, spiritually. So we likened unto a valley of dry bones. You know? Lord, bring us back to life, and now He's gonna deliver us. You know, like physically. It's gonna get physical. It's getting physical. You know, it's gonna get real physical. You know.
And that's the spirit too, because again, the brother quoted earlier, it starts spiritually, but everything ultimately manifests physically.
I got some. This Psalms 110 and 5. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen. See that? He shall judge among the heathen. Why? Because the Israelites is among them. And then none of the people, like the outright people, he got to take out. Because they got to go into captivity, every one of them. You know? So he going to go get you. Jace can't hide. He going to go get you. All right? Block him. Little Chris on him. Block him from the joint. Anyway, this is Psalms 110 and 6. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. All right? This is we out here preaching, teaching. You know, always believed, you know, regardless who receives it or not, man. That's what it is. So, again, you know, you jakes that are found y'all way amongst the heathen, you trying to hide amongst the heathen for some way that just make life better for you in your sick, sadistic way. Hey, Lord taking all of them out. He told you that in Jeremiah. He gonna get everybody that's mingled in the midst of it.
Exactly.
Everybody, man. You know? Yeah, block them. Don't remove the comment, block them. Done. All right. Anyway, this is because Jake Mons think this is a dang game, bro. This is not no game. What you seeing is the salvation of the Lord. So let's go back to that Psalms 96 and 10. Did you finish the Ezekiel? Because we had Ezekiel 3 and Ezekiel, 11, which we didn't finish. All right, so through the Spirit, we'll get back there. Come on, Psalms 96.
Yep. Psalm chapter 96 and verse 10. It says, say among the heathen, that the Lord Yahweh reigneth.
See? Exactly, man. Go out to the highways and hedges. You know? Prophesy before many kings. All right? Because they got to know. All right? This was given to us. This wasn't given to them, man. All right? Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah 43. That's the spirit. Because usually, what you be reading, you don't even bring out highways. You know what I'm saying? You was just, that's the spirit. Anyway, this is Isaiah 43. Start at verse, start at 8. Matter of fact, start at 5. You got it.
Isaiah 43 and verse 5. It says, "Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say in the north, give up."
He's gonna bring the Lord back. The Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah is gonna come to the Western Hemisphere. He gonna physically bring us back. They already swarming around this place, man. There's a war going on right now, man. Esau throwing his bombs, we throwing ours, man, through the spirit. We throwing, that's what's going on. Because again, look, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. So you gotta understand that so you can understand that you truly are in the war. They watching you and getting all these different things. This shit real. One day you just think it's a random, foot that come across your door, man. It ain't random.
Exactly.
You didn't know you was in war. You both redeeming the times for the days are evil.
Exactly.
You fell off, but you forgot they was watching you and they knew you was teaching this. See, that's why you just can't go back into the world and escape, man.
Exactly.
And even if you die before that happened, the Lord gonna bring your ass back to eat a nuke, Horrific. Because you gotta see the Lord when he come back.
Yep.
You just gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say, like, you supposed to understand even if you don't know this, like you was born into a war. Everybody here on this earth was born into a war.
Oh, that's true.
Regardless if you want to realize that or not, that's the case.
Get that in Deuteronomy. He said, "Curse out thou be when thou goest in."
Curse out that be when I go out.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Agree that too.
Look, this is what it is, man.
It
This is the
is.
condition of the battle.
That's why I was finna grab him.
That's
Second
the
episode,
spirit.
second episode.
That's what I was finna grab.
This is what it is, man. And then key word, what? Battle. On
So
what conditions, though?
Exactly. Exactly. You gotta know how to battle. You gotta realize the war you in. Realize you at war constantly because there's so many different ways to be attacked. Like even in war, they do cyber attacks now. So that's like, if you will, through the spirit. Like it's different ways to look at that. Is what I'm saying. He's saying that's it, but war is happening in all types of ways. So when you wake up and you wake up as an Israelite. Period. You are a subject, like the largest subject in the world. Yeah. Your existence is like, it's the depths of the downfall of their kingdom. So realize that.
It's the antidote to the virus. That's like the battle that always going on in the system. Slocky. That's the antidote to the virus within the system. Us being the antidote, right? You that have woken up. It's like in the Matrix. You ain't know there was a whole battle and a whole war going on until Neo didn't know until he woke up.
So he woke up,
yeah.
But the whole time he was part of a war.
Exactly.
Regardless if you knew it or not.
Yeah. And what's even crazy with that, he ain't even know he was such an important piece of the battle. Like he think he just know a nobody. Come to find out, like you somebody. I got that 2nd and 72.
Okay, come. Yeah, you got it. You bring it up.
This is 2nd Esdras 7 and 57. It says,
Matter of fact, we just read this.
yeah.
Sirach 13 and 13. It says, "Observe and take heed observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. You know, like you said, but he didn't know he was in a war until he woke up. You know, so look, literally when you wake up, you find out
Oh, dang.
you in the peril of my overthrowing. You know, you got it. Y'all got it.
No, so you got it through the spirit. Yeah,
I was gonna say, it's like one of my favorite scriptures, and it's like this one of the ones that woke me up, you know, that the brother had brought out, the Isaiah 29:11, you know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah, like, yeah, like like that wake you up because you realize, like, dang, like Jake and the world, they like, man, I ain't never understood what was being said for real, and, you know, like, cause everybody got the inkling, you know, for real, like some off or something ain't quite right about this, and then like, bam, the Lord just allowed the Spirit to just unlock it for you. You know what I'm saying? You realize it's not something that everybody's woken up to, and that's literally like the simulation that Morpheus had Neo in, showing him, you know what I'm saying, the ins and outs with the woman in the red dress turning into the agent. You know what I'm saying? Like literally showing you. It, you know what I'm saying? It could look like anything with anybody, but it's really this. You know, like we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities.
98,
You know, like
Psalms.
it's a complete war that's going on in the spirit, translating into the physical, that so many people don't know about. You know. You want me to finish this real quick? Or
You got it. You got it.
This is 2nd Edge 7:57. It says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Speak on it. You got it.
Yeah, Khan. It says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live. See? So as everything that's been going on to have been said, like this is the war that's going on, whether you see it or not, you know. And for those that wake up to it, you now in a position to where you gotta choose to live or choose to continue to be dead like the rest, you know. But the men that's been set up before us have been set up before us to teach us and to tell us to choose life.
Isaiah 28:8. What was we reading before?
Isaiah 43.
Yeah, kind of, we go right back to that. Got it.
You said 28.
Yeah.
Jeremiah. That's the spirit. I clicked on Jeremiah. They got it. Isaiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
See, been before us.
Yeah.
Got it.
It says, and against great kingdoms.
Of what?
Of war.
Of what?
Of war.
Of what?
Of war.
There it is, man.
And
All
of evil.
See, it's all because the Lord a man of war.
Right.
And his soldiers is what? The husband did a lesson on that. Knowing, you know, remembering that, you know, what you call them, we soldiers. You know, roughly paraphrasing.
Okay.
But the Lord's soldiers is what? Prophets, teachers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's proof that we war differently. We was made to war how the Lord made us to war. And that's like, it's however the Lord, whatever the Lord gave you. We got prophets, teachers, helps.
Right.
Whatever the Lord gave you might be somebody like when you go into the works of miracles. It's some Jake set up with bread. They simple contribution may be able to suffice the elect to keep going. So
Yeah, because they say money is a defense.
exactly. So
And that's synonymous with war.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's heavy when you really just consider like how serious it is to understand for one our condition, but also to understand the goings of it and how we are supposed to go about it. That's why what we do, and then out there teaching, preaching consistently, it's important. It's important to wake up and give your words. It's important to acknowledge brothers who do so, but it's also important to acknowledge everything else too, because that word circumspect been like.
It's important to take heed, man.
Yeah, the brothers did a beautiful lesson on the fact to be what's the word? Use the
You psychic?
no. Was it discretion?
Yeah, on which one?
Psychic was the one about the herbs.
Yeah, it's the same. But you going somewhere else, but yeah, it's the same
No,
thing.
you're right. But it was another one earlier this week, I believe. But it said you gotta learn how to constantly discern. That's what it was. You gotta constantly discern, constantly do it. So, but it's all within the same realm.
Yep.
See the message. It's the spirit.
One message.
Exactly.
It's one message, man. You finished that? A little more. You got it?
It says, and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
See? And that's the spirit. I mentioned that psychic. You know what I'm saying? That's that sickness. Esau might put a bag of chips out you like that got some crap in it. You gonna succumb to it because you ain't being circumspect, vigilant. You know? Ain't taking care of yourself. Your immune system strong enough, it'll beat out an illness that's, tried to attack your system. But that wall was there. Like, man, get your, because when you get sick, that proves you didn't have a defense. So you gotta be balanced. You gotta be balanced in this. And see, this is how we know the Lord saving us, because He giving us the drop. You know what I'm saying? He's giving us insight on the fact we are in the war and how to war back. You can't just be warring back just opening the Bible, doing videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta take heed to what you reading and putting out. You should be trying to live it, really more. You ain't gotta be over righteous. You try to go back to Israel on a pilgrimage. You know what I'm saying? Even though you clearly ain't reading the scriptures if you do that.
Exactly.
But you get what I'm saying, man. You finished?
Yeah, that's it.
You can jump back to the 43. Isaiah.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 5. It says, fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather
And these
thee.
heathens don't like this, so that's why you got to be diligent once you figure out what's going on. And, you don't let them know everything you know. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua didn't let everybody know he know. That's why he spoke to many in parables. He had put the message out, but in a way it was coded. That's how soldiers move. To where, only those that's supposed to know what's talking about them is gonna know.
It made me think of that scene in Paid in Full. He's like, I ain't see you. You ain't see me. They took off. He's like, water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I forgot about it.
He's like, water. But that's just got through. Whatever when he heard, just took off.
He said water. No, he said water.
He said water.
I ain't see you. You ain't see me. Water. All right. You be cool how you be cool.
Exactly.
This
saying much was saying little. The point of
This is it's Sirach 18 and 29. It says what? You read it here. Sirach 18 and 29. We still in Sirach 18? Still got it?
Yep.
Go ahead, you got it. 29. Bro, I got it. All right, Sirach 18 and 29. It says, that's where I was reading that earlier. But anyway, it said, think about that earlier. It says, they that were of understanding and sayings, right? Heavy. You understood the scriptures, what Yahushua was saying. You understood how he moved and why he moved, how he moved, right? It says, they that were of understanding and sayings became also wise themselves, right? Like Yahushua said, whoso hears my words and doeth them, he gonna liken him unto a wise man. The Lord said a lot without saying stuff. You just learn, certain things he didn't verbalize, but he said. And like when they used to ask him questions, he just knew certain stuff. Right? Them lessons in themselves, them words in themselves. But anyway, it says, they that were of understanding in sayings, right, of all that, became also wise themselves and poured forth exquisite parables. Exactly, because you end up basically realizing Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he a man of war. And Yahushua is come, as he told us, He said, don't think I came to, bring
Bring
peace.
peace.
I came to bring a sword. Sword synonymous with what? War. So Yahweh Shai, he was the lieutenant, man. Because he called forth disciples, but what? Ultimately, truly, right? Soldiers. You don't hear Christians talk like that.
Exactly. He said if
So-called Christians. You got it?
he said if this was my kingdom, my world, just paraphrasing,
Yeah.
you know, my
Then would my servants fight. So he was always in a warlike mindset to begin with. It's just if if you didn't see him verbalize it as much and you just being surface level with it,
Right.
you wouldn't know.
Exactly.
You would miss it. You wouldn't think if he did verbalize it, you caught it. He was as serious.
Exactly.
That's why he's like, how long must I?
Exactly.
I already told you, man.
Exactly.
So you start seeing, okay, Yahweh Shah spoke in code,
Right.
On the walkie-talkie codes and all
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
That's what the Lord was doing in the spirit, man. Because all that stuff could be intercepted. It ain't for everybody.
Right.
That's how you know there's some real stuff you in. The Lord wrote in a way to where it couldn't be intercepted.
Exactly. Exactly.
But the Lord will shoot straight too. He's a straight shooter. Yeah, I'm saying this, now what? Yeah, I'm here. He said, go tell that fox
Yeah, that
I do
fox,
miracles
exactly.
today. And, tomorrow, roughly paraphrasing. But it's all about being vigilant and diligent. He wasn't, simple, man. He wasn't confident in playing weight. Because really the Lord, if he did move and could be considerate, though he know we got the battle, one is already written and all that, he the Lord himself, he wouldn't have finished the course because he would have got killed before he was supposed to.
Right.
So imagine if he would have been all righteous and all,
Exactly. Nope.
So you gotta chill sometimes, man. Take heed. All things lawful, but all things ain't
Right.
expedient. You just get dudes passes sometimes. All right. Anyway, you got it. That's it.
And just another example too is when just to cap it off is when Peter chopped the ear off. He told Peter, he's like
You can't war that way, basically.
he's like you can't war that way. But I'm not sure if at the same time when he was like I could have had my legions.
No,
of
it's
angels.
different.
It's different times.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but nonetheless, the Lord said it. He said he could bring legions of angels, but that does take, for one, faith to believe in, his angels and stuff there, but also the understanding, like, the Lord literally could have did so.
I mean, at this point, they here. You meeting angels. Brothers are entertaining angels unawares. We done met plenty of angels. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. The other brother that just came up the other day, he wasn't no angel, so it appears. But you just never know, like, how heavy their mission might be. They might be set up to go rent a house. You know what I'm saying? You just never know, bro. You just never know. So I'm dead serious. If your damn level of consideration when it comes to the Lord based off scripture don't go like as far as it should,
Right.
you gonna how you gonna continue? You gonna miss it. You got it?
A good example is what's her name? Rob.
Mm-hmm. Harlot,
You're right.
Jericho.
Yeah. Like she gave dwelling, you know what I'm saying, to Israel in the midst of them going to war.
That's heavy, which put us in it gave us a drop.
Right. Exactly.
That's how heavy the Lord played.
Yeah.
Right.
He already had her there.
Exactly.
But she was one of them. That's how you touch mugs.
Nope.
That's why you think the agents try to, think they come and be amongst you and all that bull crap, But you gonna get sifted out regardless, man. Cause we gonna do right. We ain't gonna be worrying Will doing. But I ain't worried about y'all. Like the brother said, y'all gonna lose. We gonna win. Y'all gonna lose. Brother from Mississippi, the Mississippi team. Friends. All right. But anyway, let's go. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 5. Fear not, for I am with thee.
Point is, we're in a war. You about to see the capturing of it, man. Like hey, he said he gonna wound the heads over many countries. Come on.
It says, "Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west."
Lord, another thing, the Lord baiting these people by triggering them. He said, that's why he said the hands of the king is in the hands of the Lord. He have us say things you don't even realize you saying that's tapped into triggering a certain elite banker or something like that. A certain, you just never know.
Right.
That one thing, you hear it all the time. Like, man, you said, it's something you had said that, blah, blah, blah. It's certain words the Lord used that just trigger things in people, you know? So he got Esau on the string. The minute y'all try, that's when you're gonna see that standard. They not ready to see no miracles, bro, because they're gonna be worse than the first Egypt. For us, better.
Exactly.
So where they ain't gonna talk about that no more. Got some scary shit they seen in Egypt. And then another thing I've been meditating on, that firstborn basically represent Esau. When they killed all the firstborn, the Lord killed all the firstborn, that's Esau. He the firstborn. He would have been dead.
Firstborn, Pharaoh, yeah. Right. Just think it's,
If you will.
yeah.
If you had the blood. Because the deal was, I'm killing all the firstborn. If you got the blood, I'm going to pass over you. So if you didn't have it, your firstborn would have been dead. Right? That'd have been, because you'd be like, well, how the fuck would it be? Because Esau really a Hebrew. Remember, he Isaac's son.
Right.
He would have been dead. Look at that. Come on. Brothers can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been meditating on that. Yeah, the Matthew 26 and 53 from the brother. Yep. Come on, bro.
I got a quick one real quick.
Come on.
This is Psalms 37 and verse 11. And the point is going to be 12 and 13. It says, "But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace." It says, "The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth."
So we in war. They know it, and see it. Because we confirming it to them.
Right. It says, verse 13, "The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming."
It's like when you like, it's an unannounced dislike between two parties. Like, I ain't never told each other y'all don't like each other, but you don't like each other. It's there.
Yeah.
Well, since he ain't told us, right? Because the simple want to be, I don't know. He ain't told me. Like, I don't think somebody don't like him. You know what I'm saying? So Esau play like he like us. He'll play like he actually likes us.
Right.
But we know he don't like us because the Lord like, he don't like you. Look at this. He actually hates you.
Right. Exactly.
So eventually he gonna come out with it. He just gotta bring it, man. That's why they do all this weird Karen stuff and all that.
It's like weirdly.
It's not
comes
verbalized
out.
hate,
Yeah.
but it's hate in other words or words. In other words, he hates you, bro.
Alice.
He's just always like, it just creeps out though. Whatever they can get it. And you see him trying to make an excuse about it. Like,
Right,
I don't hate you. I just.
You hate it, nigga.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? The Lord say it's a hatred, man. You're gonna be separated.
The main ones that you shouldn't be here.
And then we know they want to make us think we not under oppression, but we are.
Right.
Let's get that real quick in Genesis 25 before you finish that. It says they shall be separated.
Yep.
Come on.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25,
23.
in verse. Yep. Just verse 23. Genesis 25 and 23. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated
Right, we're going to go get that word in Hebrew, that word separated.
from thy bowels."
When you go into it, the word separated mean what? Oppress. They going to oppress each other. Matter of fact, if it ain't that word, it's the other word when it said they struggle together. But you got it. It should be that one.
It's separated.
Let me see.
That's not specifically.
That's not the one.
This one is saying about it.
Yeah,
Might
so
be
it's
in there.
no, it's the other one. So jump up. Not separated, but struggle together. They was in the womb struggling.
Yeah.
So when you go into that word, you got it.
Yep. The words.
Let's read it. Let's read the verse.
Yeah, Genesis chapter 25, verse 22. It says, and the children struggled together within her.
See? See, he's beefing. But it don't say that. But it's clearly going on. The Lord see it, you know? Look, that's heavy. She didn't see that that's what was going on.
Right.
But the Lord could see it.
That's Jeremiah 1:5. Before.
Yeah.
Right.
Lord see through wounds. He see through heart. He see everything.
Yeah.
He see everything going on, man.
Well, I told you the day I need
He said, can now tell us how the you can't tell how the bones form in the womb,
Right.
in Ecclesiastes. But the Lord, he know.
Yeah, completely. Exactly.
So he seen exactly why she was feeling what she was feeling. But when it was wrote about it, that's why.
That's what happened. Exactly.
Because who wrote this? Moses. That's why he was in the mount 40 days, 40 nights, getting a drop on everything relevant. Like, write this, you know? But when she went to, she like, oh, it was Emily probably. But the Lord like, nah, this is what was going on, my child.
Exactly.
They were struggling.
That's why he knew the conditions of the battlefield.
And it was created. They was created to struggle.
Exactly. Exactly. Fine. Exactly. You can't say it no better, man. The angels knew, because that's, you know, they look, the eyes of the Lord,
Yeah.
10,000 times.
Exactly.
10,000.
I forgot
times
it was something last week that we spoke on that that came to mind. It might have been what we was talking about before we got out. Yeah, it's just through the spirit. But I got that word for struggle.
Yep.
It is right there. It says to crush, oppress.
See, key word. Oh, what?
Oppress.
See that? That's what? Proving it. Y'all gonna put each other in slavery.
Right.
See that?
Yeah.
So we know we being oppressed. Though y'all gonna try to dilute it and make it seem like it's not really oppression. It is oppression, man. At its finest. You know? How you doing, man?
So, I was checking
Yeah,
out.
you good, man. You good? Check it out.
I know the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, man. You got it.
Genesis 25 and 22.
Yeah.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Yeah, what's going on? You know?
Exactly.
It's all about knowing what's going on, which is what she was trying to figure out. When she went to figure it out, inquire of the prophets what was told to her. They were struggling.
Exactly.
There's oppression going on. You know, it's a beef. You know, it's good versus evil. That's what you see in them.
Yeah, but it's between the government and us, not me and you.
You're right. You're right. It's everything that's going on is influence to people. You ain't got to be like that unless you like that. You know.
What he used to say back in the day, no freaking Irish, no dogs, no blacks.
Right.
I'm Irish.
You might be Israelite, the Irish people, because the Lord, his people are the Israelites. He created everybody though, but his people are the Israelites. The Israelites scattered everywhere. So it's not we're not up here preaching color or something like that. You know, the government made that up. The so-called white man made that up.
Yeah.
White versus no one's white or black. It's not a color thing. It's a good versus evil thing. It's a pedigree thing, you know? That's really what it is. And that's what they make it about.
Yeah, that's because if we all fucking band together, we'll go against them. And they're afraid to take our country back. Our country back.
Well, this country going down because it's built upon wickedness.
True
You
that.
couldn't turn it, you know, the Lord just get
It
rid of
wasn't
it.
built on it, but it's
Yeah.
become that.
Well, how was it built?
The Constitution's pretty cool, dude.
Before that. It was already built before that. That came later.
Yeah, I can't say nothing on that one.
Yeah. That came later. Man. Yeah, that came, you
I
know.
can't shit on that.
That's the close. But,
Yeah.
you know. Right, get that real quick. I'll give you one scripture before you leave. In her is found the blood in Revelation.
It's always looks kind of yellowy too over in my back corner.
The Lord gonna reset all this. It ain't gonna be no more white, black thing, you know?
Why is there that in the first place?
Because Job 9:24.
I got it.
Come on.
Grab where you was at. It's the book of Job, chapter 9,
My
and
grandbaby's black.
verse 24, so called.
Everybody's black. Go ahead.
Job chapter 9 and 24, it
It's
says,
black. We not black. We brown. You know? Come on.
it says the earth,
And I got my Indian in me too.
it says the earth is given into the hand,
This your answer to your question.
the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth is being ran by the wicked right now. That's why things the way they are.
And I don't know how it's going to work out because, like, the Antichrist and all that stuff, the way it's supposed to work, and everybody loves Trump, and the Jews are supposed to freaking, like, go, like, be with him,
Yeah.
and then he turns.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it says that.
Yeah, the Antichrist is not a man. It's a thing. You know, it's
Yeah, it
it's
could
like
be a
system.
female.
Yeah, exactly. But it's people, right? It's anybody that's against the word. All right. You got people still lying about just simple things like what Christ looked like. Christ wasn't a white man,
I don't know what the hell he was. I don't care.
but you should if the Lord tell you you
What?
should
No,
care.
no, I don't care about colors. Why should I care
No,
what?
it ain't about color. It's about truth. Like, look, this is what I'm telling you.
Well, if he's Jewish, Jews have freaking curly hair like
Right.
Black Cat.
Right. Now, but this the thing. It's not about that, but the people that rule the earth, right, which are said to be the wicked, they push the image about his color to
Yep.
you. Because what way do everybody see Christ? Yeah, but so that's why we have to come correct that, and it comes off like we making it, but we're not. We're correcting what they put out. It wasn't about that to begin.
It's been skewed our whole lives. History has.
Yeah, but this the true history book.
No, I believe that. Yeah, I do.
Get
That's
so
why I
you
come over to talk to you.
Just give him Revelation 14, and we give him that in her is found, so he can know why we say America.
I'll get the
You
14.
can go with Daniel too, man. Daniel's a good book.
Oh, that's a spirit. Give him Daniel. The antique and pure wool.
See, I know a
So
little
he-
bit,
he
man.
should know. That's a spirit. Get Daniel first. Daniel 7 and 9. Come on. And get Revelation 1 and 14, and get the other one. And her is found. You got it? You
We got
that?
that. Her is
Okay.
found.
Get that
I
real
got the
quick.
Daniel.
I'll get the
This
revelation.
is Daniel 7 and verse 9. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the ancient of days did sit.
Who's the ancient of days? Who's the oldest entity ever?
God.
Right. Most High God. You're right. Go ahead.
It says, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair,
Represent purity.
whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool.
Wool. So why would they put out an image that's showing
Long
otherwise?
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's Michelangelo's freaking picture. Right?
That's exactly it. Yep. You know some stuff, man. You know. You finished?
There's no more.
Okay, you got it.
It says, his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
Okay, that's Daniel seen a vision though. Because if you gotta think,
I don't know,
that's
man.
not it, man. Like that stuff wrong. But go ahead. Let's
Yeah.
get the revelation.
It's Revelation chapter 1, and I'm going to start at 12. I'm going to hop down in a second. It says, and I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So one looked like it had the appearance of a man. It was like a vision he seen. John, go ahead.
It says, clothed with a garment down to the foot,
Like God.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
A girdle like a belt, big championship belt. You got it?
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
So where did they get that from? So when we come and we say this, we're not pushing color. We're pushing truth. Like they
Dude,
lie.
I'm not.
I know. I'm just saying. You know, because we got people listening too on YouTube. But you know, give them the last one, man. So that's it. So you got to look. If God wrote that, because He said, "Write what thou seest to
My
judge."
hair ain't wool.
That's just truth. Would that mean anything? No. But it's just what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get the. You finished?
There's a little bit more.
Come on.
It says, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto the brass, as if they burned in the furnace.
Right, so the Lord dark skin, he got dark feet. He's so-called black man. So they presented something that is completely against the Bible that states otherwise, which they know. Which is why it says the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. They want people to think that.
Right. 'Cause
So
why-
when
why
the
would
white
they do
man,
that?
listen, when the white man rule over you, you will take it because he's in the image of God. He can do no wrong to you. But as you live, you see it's off. That's not true.
No.
See what I'm saying? So it's all mind manipulation. But get the last scripture for me.
This is Revelation 18 and verse 24. It says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets.
Her, talking about the land. How do we know? Because what do they carry? Seed. Where do you plant seed at? In land. So it's talking about a land, particular land. It's talking about America, the place the Lord's gonna judge. This is the worst place on earth. Go ahead.
It says, and in her was found.
Look, despite you having freedoms and things provided that other third world countries don't, it's the worst place because with all of that, it pushes the most wickedness.
True that.
That's why. That's why.
But still yet, like in certain places, like I'm talking about third world, water ain't good.
Right.
Can't even get no clean water.
But you don't got you got the best or the worst water of all time here. If you will. That's argument.
True that.
That's argument. You got it?
Revelation 18 and 24
If
says,
I could
Yeah, you
too,
got it.
just think of the food sources and stuff. Is McDonald's good for you?
Now hell no.
But most people here eating that in the third world countries, they still probably going to slaughter their own, their own.
That's
food.
what we do. I got.
I mean, some everybody ain't got that, but I'm just giving examples. Like McDonald's, I could throw a Burger King. Is that good?
They're actually supposed to be pretty good now.
Yeah, right.
So they showed on TV.
Yeah, but go ahead, bro. You got it. I just want to give you some more thought, man. That's all.
No, I understand what you're saying, though, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's? No, hell no. I ain't eating McDonald's in like, shit, I can't remember when.
Good. That's good, man.
you think about, you take it like this, right? In other countries that have McDonald's, they don't have the same products and ingredients.
They won't even allow
that they
it.
have here, right? There's certain things that get put food here that they ban in other countries.
Hey, that was pretty cool though when Trump went to Saudi Arabia this weekend and the Trump freaking had that McDonald's truck full up and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I
like
was like,
Cybertruck.
what? Said
Palm
McDonald's.
tree.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap. Because he likes McDonald's, so I was like, I don't know why.
You're pushing across the world.
Yeah. Read that last
but
scripture.
look, he eating McDonald's in another country. He ain't eating McDonald's here, you know?
It's just branding.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Just give them that last one. Because this is what the Lord said. You know?
Revelation 18 and verse 24 says, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints
Yep.
and of all that were slain upon the earth.
Yep. So basically, America has the Israelites in it, whether the people want to believe that, know that or not, which is God's people.
Yeah.
Right? And they were used to build America, just like they was used to build ancient Egypt.
And see how it's getting worse. Everybody's going to Pakistan instead of Israelites.
Yeah, not Israelis, Israelites.
Same difference. Sort of, yeah.
Nah, because Israelis aren't actually God's people. Some of them might be, but Israeli don't mean Israelite. It means one that lives in Israel. So it's a difference between living in Israel
living there
and being a
one.
bloodline. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
serious. They're still on the earth and they're being oppressed according to the Bible. And the main place they're being oppressed in is this place he's talking about. It's America, man. The prophets. It says prophets. The Bible never ended, man. People just put it down.
To me, the Bible is just a section of time that we're in.
Yep.
There's stuff way before, obviously.
Yep.
There's going to be stuff way after.
Yep.
This is just, the Bible just says this section of time for the Quran or anything you want to.
Well, not, you can't see.
But
Muhammad,
it's still, it's
yeah.
just a section of time, 6,000 years.
Yeah, don't with that. Exactly. See, some people say like millions of years and stuff. This is what we out here to preach. We out here to just tell the truth, tell people America's
I
gonna be
appreciate
destroyed,
it.
man. And hey, God ain't forget about none of his creation.
Yeah, I just hope the shit I did when I was younger is still in it, even though I freaking beg for forgiveness. I hope that.
Hey, if you an Israelite, man, the Lord gonna forgive you. But even if you're not an Israelite, the Lord got better plans for everybody, man.
Nah, I pray for forgiveness every day, dude. I do some miraculous shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, so-called white people about to go into slavery according to the Bible. Cause they put that's why I say America.
I ain't
is-
white.
There you go. You fine, but that's the truth you gotta know. Cause why? They put a people in slavery. Those people are the Israelites, man.
I'm Irish and Indian.
Good. Well, that's on your dad's side.
What? No, I'm McCleary and McCorkle.
On your dad's side,
On my dad and my mom's side.
I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it. You might be Jake, man. You might be Israel. You say Jake for sure. You might be Jake, man. Just align with the scriptures, and hey, don't get caught up in this mess out here. That's the best thing I can tell you.
Yeah, but you heard what I said, and I was straight on with stuff too. I studied it.
Yeah, no, everything you saying. Besides, stay away from Enoch. Stay away from
Quran.
the Quran and all that, because all that do is push you back to the Bible anyway.
Have you seen oh shit, the book they found it in that monk's mummy's hand like a while back. The book of the guy that screwed Jesus over.
Judas.
The book of Judas.
Yeah, see, that's all a detour from.
They
what's
found
playing
it with
here.
a monk that had been buried for like 900 years.
Yeah, but the safe thing is what is outright given. You know what book is missing that's really supposed to be in the Bible that's not in most people's Bibles?
Because it's freaking English.
The-
They kept out like 13.
Yeah, the Apocrypha.
Mhm.
This. Don't know writings you want to get into. Read that.
1300 or 13. I think it was 13.
Like 12 or 14.
Yeah,
books.
somewhere.
Looks here.
Yep.
I don't got the original cover, but
Go get one of those, man. It's called Hidden. That's what Apocrypha
Oh,
is.
I got it at the house.
You got one?
Yeah. No, I don't have this.
Yeah, get you one of those. It's cheap. It's like $10.
they go to books right there you were talking about.
Swag.
Wisdom of Solomon. Ecclesiastes. Yeah, see, I ain't never read none of these.
Get that book. Read it.
Well,
You out here every week.
you out here every week?
Every week, man. See you
Shit,
around.
man, I'll start coming down.
Yeah. Come out, listen, enjoy.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, man.
I mean,
You here, man. Free.
sometimes I don't even want to be human because the way people treat people.
Yeah, exactly.
They're bad to each other, man.
We don't do that up here.
I don't even.
Yeah, so, hey.
That's
You
why
here
we-
every
that's
week,
why we
every
push
Friday.
what's
Every Friday.
good.
actually.
All right, bet.
Yep.
I'm Ryan.
All right, good to meet you.
Good
All
to
right.
meet you.
All right.
All right, man.
See you around.
Later, bro.
Yep. All right, man. The spirit. It's swag, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with that, that gas started, that, like the native, when he said it, I couldn't see it, but then I looked at him. You know what I'm saying? You could see it in his eyebrows. And then when you listen to him, like the key thing you just said at the end, that's some, you know, that's some gas shit. You know?
What he does. Yeah, human and shit.
How people treat each other. That's how, you know, Gad talk. You know? And then he just so happened to be like spot on with like a lot of stuff. That don't mean he the elect. It don't necessarily mean he Jake, but it's definitely a damn possibility. You know? And see, Esau did this shit. Cause that's why Jake don't know who they are to begin with. It's him. He did this.
That's why everybody confused about something when it comes to history.
And he
We
ain't
just call it, yeah.
Slaki, you got
Nah,
it.
go ahead.
He did the 9 we brought out. You know? But see, that's a lot of men that come into the truth. They agree for a time and then nigga become a whole nother nigga, you know? Brother become a whole nother nigga, man. You know? So may the Lord gather his elect, you know, gather the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man. That's the only thing, you know, because we ain't Esau. We ain't out here giving out, you know, lab tests and shit.
Right.
We judge by the spirit, you know, and that's the most we can do. Does that mean you Israelite? Not necessarily. You know, those that's led by the spirit. Look, if you endure to the end, the same gonna be saved. That's what it's about. That's clearly you an Israelite. Nigga might have fell out because he wasn't Israelite. You just never know. But he looked like Wesley Snipes. You know, looked like damn Mark Henry.
It's like simple.
That's cool. Let's finish up. Isaiah. If I had scripture I would bring out, you know, go ahead.
43?
Yeah. We're gonna get a couple more of about it. What's on music? Yeah.
That sound like, it's crazy, that sound like some Matrix. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Listen to the Matrix, they got like certain like songs
Yeah.
that come on, it's like,
Yeah.
You gotta keep your eyes open to the spirit. You just don't know how the Lord can deal. You know? Cause he'll send you angels and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, to test your ass. You know? They ain't always gonna come and just, you know, exhort you. The Lord ain't coming to confuse you. He can just come and test your ass. You know? But y'all leave that there. Let's get pick up where we left off. You got that 98 too.
come.
You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 43.
You're right, man. You don't want to do it sometimes, man. You know? Shit, that's how I be feeling. You know? You know? But you got to push through. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 5.
I
It
don't want
says,
to fucking go outside, man. You know, my own backyard. But this just, like, this is a nightmare, bro. You just know it ain't right.
yeah.
You know? You just know it's not right. You just know it's not right. Really, when you go outside, because you have to, or you just like, fuck it. But ain't nobody in their right mind outside like this good.
Right.
This is the time your kids could damn near go. And you know, I remember we was little, we used to end up on 3 blocks over and shit.
The other side of it, yeah.
Because we playing so hard.
Right.
But it used to be like, it could be like that.
Right.
You know? Moms wouldn't even know you gone.
Exactly.
They don't know we 3 blocks over. Because it was just, you know, completely different.
But it's crazy because through the spirit, like it was like more community oriented, if you will.
Yeah.
So you know, what's your name? The scene.
Yeah.
You bet where she probably got a call
Yeah.
or something. Like,
Mom
that
come
scene.
looking for you.
Yeah. So it's just shit, as the scripture say,
Love of many.
love of many, but also this place basically the love of many wax cold. But also this place getting worse and worse. Like it's just deteriorating
Because of that.
because of the love of many wax and cold.
The earth is defiled under the heat, the inhabitants thereof. You know? The earth messed up. The streets messed up. Shit vandalized.
It's through the spirit, and I know this it's like borderline, but I seen like a reel or something. It was saying you could used to send children through the post service. I'm just saying, like, you gotta just think like shit used to be like.
And trust they gonna get where they need to go.
Yeah, that's simply the point. I ain't saying like ones with a diss and shit like that, but it's just
If I can, real quick. So
it was a thing.
it's a video. It's a quick one. It ain't long, but like it's like literally everything that we saying right now.
You got a red party, Rosie. It was always a family place. For one, we never locked out the place. If you could leave or pay your rent, you got a rent party drove for you. And people would donate to help you pay your bills.
I go to their house and eat one day, they come to my house and eat another day. We play
Put it on the
together.
screen.
I'm
Oh, you're trying.
Yeah.
Our parents went to work together.
Older people,
First thing they said was,
Probably show them first. Yeah, show them.
that's cool. That's cool.
always a family place. For one, we never locked out the place. If you were late or couldn't pay your rent, we got a rent party drove for you. If you were late or family
It's a lot. I'm not hearing the echoes because my joint. 1 second. I'm like my joint doing that.
For one, we never locked our doors. If you were late or couldn't pay your rent, you got a rent party thrown for you. And people would donate to help you pay your bills.
I'd go to their house and eat one day, they come to my house and eat another day. We played together up and down the streets every day. Our parents went to work together.
Older people were never isolated and alone. They were always taken care of.
If the kids did something on, let's say, Tiffany Street, Miss Jones on Tiffany Street was calling Miss Mabel on Kelly Street, and they would watch your child. It was very common for the other mothers to spank your kids, too. You know, they would beat your kid's ass if they saw their kid doing something wrong. And then you would go home and tell, and you would get another one, because that's just the way it was. It was a village.
Yep. And that's that time coming back, man. Because it say in the book of Zechariah, that what? Let me get it real quick. He said, basically, once, little boys, little girls, you're going to be able to play again and do all that. Let me grab that real quick.
Just to make it clear, this that video had came to mind of the brother mentioning, how there was a time, just as far as playing outside and being able to, you would end up being 3 blocks away. That video was back in the 70s. And the lady in the video, she said, like, everybody was so neighborly because it was like a village for real. Like, our people was really in unison. You couldn't pay your rent, they'd throw you a rent party. Everybody, give bread and make sure that everybody's straight. Like, you call up your family friend, or, friend,
Yep.
some blocks down, making sure everybody taken care of and everybody being watched, like.
Bro, somebody got right
We're
here.
living right now,
Yeah, it's a spirit. Somebody got right here, the Bible channel, 2 Ezra 4:27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Let me read it again. And cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. It's going to be so great. We ain't gonna talk about this no more.
Right.
You know?
It's like a no-brainer.
It says for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Exactly, man. There's nothing but pain and just wickedness, people not dealing right. Man, it don't make no goddamn sense. We up here gotta talk about color and shit. We don't even come down to that. It's just the truth. You this, you that. Okay, this your land, because it you don't see animals doing that.
It's crazy.
Shit is crazy as hell, man. Esau did this bullshit, man. This is because it make us look petty
Petty as hell, yeah.
after a while, bro. Like, we don't give a fuck at the end of the day, because this is what the situation is at this point. So for to save time, so-called white person, this is what it is, But we ain't up here. That's not what make you damn righteous,
Right.
if you will, or unrighteous, if you will.
Right.
It ain't got shit to do with your skin.
And, because really, in time of antiquity, if you was leprous, that was unclean. But see, when the Lord came, he revealed a lot of things that was upon people wasn't because they was wicked.
It was for a shoot.
Yeah.
Like a proof or something, or a
Like-
message or a lesson or something.
Like the little dude that was born blind. I think that's what, Luke 9, John 9, one of those. And he was like, let's just get it real quick. People don't think we're just talking. But until then, this is that scripture going into the time to come. All right? Who got it? Y'all got it yet? It's John at the top, or Luke at the top. Like the 9th chapter, something like that. This Zechariah 8:1. Again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashmiel Shah of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus, who have sinned? This man, you got it. It says, you got it?
So not yet.
It says, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy. It says, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith Yahweh, Bashmiel Shai, I am returned unto Zion. Yeah, because the Lord shed his blood, man. It says, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth. See that? A city of truth. It says, and the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiel Shai of hosts, the holy mountain. Exactly. Everybody gonna know the name Yahweh Shai. This the name that got us right. This the vibration that got us right. It's gonna keep us right. Everybody gonna know it. Y'all using a bunch of names. Like, to y'all, the name Yahweh will be new. Meaning what? Unused. It says what? And I know that because, again, I've only been in my best mind upon that name. I was given that name in dreams, When I asked to be, show that it was, But anyway, it says, thus, when I first came in, it was like, 8 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I am returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of Yahweh Bashmiel Shai of hosts, the holy mountain. Everybody gonna know. Everything gonna be on point, man. Thus saith the Lord. It's gonna go as we bring it out. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashmiel Shai of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. Does that mean we gonna die? No, that don't mean that. Because the Lord, he the ancient of days. But he immortal. Yahweh Shai was very young, but he was old. It says, and the streets of the city, right? Meaning our streets, because we're the city, right? Our streets, where we dwell at. It says, and the streets of the city, right? The Israelites, Jake, shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. You ain't gonna have to worry about nothing, man, ever again. Full of boys and girls, man. Playing in the streets thereof. Thus saith Yahweh Bashmiel Shai of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people, in these days should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. Thus saith Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, behold, because see, look, fear not, little flock, it is your heavenly Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Right. So he want to give you the things that make you happy, the righteous things that align with his will. So if it's beautiful, look, my son, he like, this is what our children want, this is what I'm going to give them.
It's good for him.
Yeah, it says, thus, you know how to give a good gift.
Exactly.
It says, thus saith Yahweh Bashmiel Shai of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the Slaki. Verse 7, thus saith Yahweh Bashmiel Shai of hosts, behold, last verse, I will save my people. I will save my people, because it happens upon this happening first. I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and righteousness. And it ain't nothing nobody can do about it. It's going, as I have said, so shall it be. Second Ezra 8. Who got it? The scripture that was quoted to John.
Yep, St. John chapter 9 and 1. And as Yahweh Shai passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin?
Yep.
This man or his parents?
See, come on.
That he was born blind.
Yep, because every time something happened to you, it got to be bad. It's because you did bad, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3, Yahweh Shai answered, neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
Yeah, man, I might punch my son in the fucking chest. Not because you just did the worst shit, but just because I seen you needed it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Wake up.
Exactly. Wake the fuck up.
The last time I did it, because you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't always the same thing. you know. I'm having foresight, you know. So wake up, so you sleep a little bit, right? Get your ass up, man.
It's
Come on.
like in war, you know, like when you in war and you see a brother that's with you, he being fearful in the moment. You might have to smack him real quick to knock that, knock that weak ass spirit off of him real quick, you know.
Not bothering, brother.
Yeah. And we don't got time to be on some scary shit when we in the midst of war, you know.
No, man.
That's like dead presidents, you know. Like I forget.
Anthony and fucking Skip ass.
Right, yeah, right. Skip was asking Anthony. You know
That's
what
your
I'm saying?
baby.
Right. He was like, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit, you know. Like,
Exactly. There's certain things you got to put off. Like a motherfucker might be putting on you. It be beautiful. Like we go to work. Like they say we, you know, on a team or something. Like, like brother be there cuss ones out. You know what I'm saying?
no, completely.
But it get the job done. So
Yeah.
it's always needed.
Yeah.
Purpose.
It's a purpose. It's
Let
like
let the righteous smite me and shall be a kindness.
Oh,
That's why you
simple.
gotta appreciate. That's why you gotta appreciate men of the Lord and the positions that the Lord has given specific men. You know, because when the time comes for certain things to be made manifest, you know what I'm saying. The Lord set those men up to be able to make it happen. You know what I'm saying. To have the spirit, you know what I'm saying, a willingness and a strength to be able to do what's needed for this to be completed. You know what I'm saying? For the mission to get completed.
The righteous love correction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the rod of correction don't gotta be an ass whooping. You know, it isn't always just an ass whooping. You know,
Words will kick your ass.
Might be an event, you know?
Right.
So
It might be an event.
Yeah.
Might be you stubbing your fucking toe.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, your dad told you to do something, you ain't do it, you break your toe leg. That's that, you know.
Yeah.
It's a correlation there.
Cause think about it. What happened? What come to mind? What come to mind in your head in those moments? You know what I'm saying? That's how you would know, right? You done broke your toe, and instantly you know like, damn, I fucked up, or damn, I should have done this.
Exactly. That's
You know?
exactly. That's what's Solomon. So you don't fall in that deep forgetfulness.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
The Lord put the spirit on you instantly to remember. You know. I shouldn't have, you know. Like that's really how it be too. You be like, damn, I done fucked up, you know. And you like, you know what? Like, thank you, Lord. Like, if you got the spirit, you know what I'm saying, of Him in you, you gonna see how this really a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not dead. You know. It's just a moment to help, like basically like put a pause to what you're doing, so you realize what's going on, and to correct it. You know what I'm saying? Reroute basically. You know what I'm saying? He put you on pause, so you can see where you at. You know what I'm saying? That's like you falling. You know what I'm saying? The 7 times, but you being a just man, you're gonna get back up because when you fall, that's a moment for you to realize your footing. Where you at right now, you know what I'm saying? And then having that spirit on you gonna make it you adjust, man. You gonna recorrect it, get back up. You know?
This is let's get Psalms 92 and 11. Hold that 98 is 2. And that's basically it.
92.
No, he got it. 92 and 11. Yeah, you got it. But this is what's gonna bring this all to pass. You still holding that Deuteronomy 30, 32 and 2?
Yep.
Come on.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
I'm gonna go right there. Remember, can these
Deuteronomy.
bones live? Look. In order for those things that we just talked about to come to pass, Jake gotta be here.
Exactly.
Jake gotta be in the state to where that can happen.
Right. No, like brothers just quoted, like our fall put us in position to be lifted up.
Exactly. That's the spirit. Real quick, this is Isaiah 40 and what? You gotta remember that, man. This is Isaiah 40. 40 and 4. Every valley, right, shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight. Yeah, we're gonna put these people in order with that rod of iron that's given us. The Lord gonna rule through us, man. Jacob. It says, and the rough place is plain, so we gotta first know what's going on, know we're in the war, to where we can fight back, because we already written to win it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You can't win the war you sleep in. You look, you getting your ass beat, you gotta put your hands up and fight. You know? Your hands ultimately really, you know, is dealing with your reach. You know what I'm saying? Your resources. Your resources is the spirit world. The angels. That's why I says the angels campeth around them that feared him. You know? Your angels, the angels around us right now, somebody came fuck with us, say some crazy shit. One of those angels can leave and go get them motherfuckers in car accidents. Working with the other angels, the demons, the left hand angels, like, look, man, you know, I told you stop fucking around. You know? And when you deal with an encampment, that's what? That's war. That's war talk. You know? So we ready, man. You gotta understand your power, man. But it all starts with what? This truth. You got it? Come on.
Yep. So that's the spirit too. It's a train coming, you know. Deuteronomy chapter 32. That Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah.
People get ready. It's a train to come.
Yeah.
So you don't need no ticket. You just get on board.
That's exactly. That's Isaiah 55.
Oh, that's crazy. And then he say all you need is faith.
Yeah.
To hear the beast was hungry. Yeah, that's it, bro. So you don't need no ticket. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 2. It says, my doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew.
Yep. See? And that's gonna make what? Come on.
And the small rain upon the tender herb.
Exactly. It's gonna bring growth.
Exactly.
It's gonna bring us to our feet. Right? It's gonna make everything blossom and bud. Become what we need to be so these things can happen. Because the Lord's gonna what? Shoot forth doctrine is what? You got the Sirach 24? 32?
Yeah, I got it.
Yep, 24 and 32. Then we gonna go to music. These are the ones we hold.
You said 24?
24.
So like how much I got it? I probably got it over there. You know, you drop it. Yeah, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 24, and verse 32. Yep.
31.
No, you're right. Yep. I'm gonna start at verse 31. It says, I said, I will water my best garden.
See? Best garden, man. What's the Lord's best garden? There's just physical gardens, and there's all types of beautiful different physical gardens. So what would be his best garden? Us. You know? Jake. All right? You're paradise. You know? Wherever you go, you're going to make paradise. But you got to be you in order for that to be. You know? Jake ain't paradise right now. They ain't trees with no fruit, you know? And if they got fruit, it's the bad, wrong fruit. Poison and shit. Can't nothing come forth, bro. Niggas ain't bringing forth no fruit, you know?
Exactly.
Shit is crap. Go ahead.
You look at a grapevine. When you take all the grapes off the vine, right? You let it sit, dry out. Ain't no nourishment to the vines. Or like even if you take like one grape off the vine, you'll notice that allowed the vine for all the rest of the grapes to start to deplete. It start to dry out, and then the grapes start to dry out. You know.
You said when one fruit. What you say?
So like I was saying, like you look at like a grapevine, right? You take like one grape off, but really when you take all the grapes off, you know, like you will see that the vine dry up and it's not bearing any fruit, you know. But I said, you pull off the one, you will notice how the rest of them will start to it'll start to wither, if you will, you know. And it's showing you like any little schism. You know what I'm saying?
You off. Yeah, man. Like you lose a toe.
Exactly.
Balance. Yeah, it's different, bro.
It's like that's so heavy. 'Cause when you really pay attention to trees, like they're alive and they're smart beings. Because they'll drop their leaves once it start getting cold. Once they start realizing that they're not getting nourishment, so that way they don't die.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, you can't sit on wisdom.
Exactly.
Crazy. What profit is in there? None. You got to.
Sirach chapter 24 and verse 31. I said, I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed.
Fire. Garden bed. That's what? Dealing with what? The soil. You know what I'm saying? That's the minds. He's going to water his people's minds. Abundantly. Come on.
And I will water abundantly.
So what? Abundance can come forth.
Exactly.
So he got to put all these magnificent things that's going to come forth in our mind. And we got to hope on them and wish for them.
Exactly.
And plead for them until he brings
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it?
It says, and lo, my brook.
Because look, we labor together with the Lord. You know? Got it?
Yeah, increase.
Yep.
My brook became a river, and my river became a sea.
Woo.
Man.
See, just like that little rock that's going to take these people down and then become a big ass mountain, man. Government.
That's like that that flood. The flood that came in, it came in as rain, and then as it kept coming, it became a flood, and that flood became everything being engulfed.
Yep.
You know, rivers become seas.
It was immersed in the water.
Yeah.
The truth for the Lord. That's
Man.
heaven. You know? So where it couldn't be no wicked ass people around. There's only the righteous left, and they was gonna be able to go and be fruitful and multiply and make a better place. See that? Go ahead. But that ultimately couldn't be. It was just a foreshadowing of when that happened for real this time.
Exactly.
You got it?
Verse 32.
Through a flood of water. With fire. You got it?
It says, I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off.
Well,
I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy.
see? He gonna pour out. So he gonna give us prophecy to where we know Zechariah, you know, the 8th chapter, so forth and so on, to where we know these things gonna happen, man. You know? Because everything that's to come, the Lord wants us to know about, so we can ask or speak it, and it can manifest. See that? Go ahead.
Yeah, kind. Verse 34. It's like continue verse
But it
33.
all start with complaining first. The Lord got to give you, you got to be complaining about false teachers to get the real ones.
Right.
But you got to first recognize that first. Right? So it all started with the Lord, you know, sending the Spirit down here, man. And you know, the man he kicked it off with to everybody else. Come on.
Verse 30.
Our business, man. You got it?
Verse 33 says, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and leave it to all ages forever. It says, behold, that I have not labored for myself only.
That's what our elders say. That's what it is. Because if it was anybody else, they'd have said that. You know what I'm saying? That's who come up. Period. All right? Go ahead.
It says, but
You wasn't fucking there. You know? Come on. You gotta let the people tell you that was there. You know? That's why we go to the scriptures.
you're supposed to believe the report.
Yeah, exactly, man. The faith was created with the faith on the womb.
Exactly.
You got it?
It says, but for all them that seek wisdom.
Exactly. So that's it. You got 98. Yep. That's it. Come on.
This is Psalms chapter 92 and verse 11. It says, mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies.
See? All these prophecies. See that? What's the desire? And we want Esau completely stripped fucking from everything, naked. We want everything you got because it's ours. That's what the earth. You see that? Because your hands is,
It's been given into your
yeah,
hands.
it's been given into your hands. Exactly. You got it.
So he encompasses everything right now.
Fuck, I want a record deal or nigga, just give me the kingdom. You know?
Let's listen to that.
Bring the end.
that-
In this nigga. I ain't gotta go play basketball for him and do all this extra shit. You know? The fuck it, man. It's like,
It says, mine eye
saying
also
something?
No, I'll hold it. You got it.
mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me.
you're gonna hear about it. If you ain't there or not, you're gonna hear about it. Lord gonna let you know. You seeing some of it on the news. You know, you like call on like how about some shop. Pope died, call on like Yahweh Shah. Rothschild died, call on like Yahweh Shah. You know, but that ain't enough. It ain't the abundance. We need it in abundance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll say what I was gonna say. It's that D'Angelo song. He said, "Fuck this slice, want the pot." We don't want a piece. We want everything. You know what I'm
Kitchen
saying?
back, bro.
We want everything back, but
We
we
want
don't.
a new kitchen.
Yeah, we
Hell
don't.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't want the double spotter. We want.
Take the whole building down.
You know, we want the Lord.
We
We
don't
want the
want
Lord's
the
like.
ingredients,
Yeah.
nothing. We want the position. You know? We don't want you.
Yeah,
Attention,
yeah,
none of it.
yeah,
It's all
yeah.
foul, bro.
Yeah.
Give us new. All right? And you get out. You got it?
That's like give us the land back, basically. You know, break down all the shit that he built on top of it. You know, basically. But it was really that's the spirit, because that's
But that's what Ryan was saying. Goddamn, we're gonna build on top, take our country back. Like, no, bro. This shit gonna be in flames.
Right.
Smoke
Yeah,
forever.
let this shit
You know?
be consumed with fire.
We're not here to make America great again.
Exactly.
Or better. And rename it. No. We're going back east. Much better weather. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get out of here, bro. Finish?
It's like that was it on that verse.
Come on.
Can we continue?
No, that's it.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 98 and 2.
Appreciate the scriptures, brother.
It says, "The Lord Yahweh hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly shewed in the sight of the heathen."
Yep. One more time on that.
Yep. Psalms chapter 98, verse 2. "The Lord Yahweh hath made known his
Yeah,
salvation."
fire. Isaiah 65, they shall not build and another inhabit, they shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall enjoy the work of their hands. There go hands. See, the harvest, we got much stuff to bring forth, and all you really got to do is speak it, man. You know, and live it, show it. You know? We got a lot to bring forth, man. The harvest plenty. It says yep. That's good. Jeremiah 32 and 42, the Bible channel, it says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashmiel Shah, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them," all of it. You know? And that's fire. I was thinking about that one. That Habakkuk 2 and 14, "For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Bashmiel Shah as the waters cover the sea."
Psalms chapter 98 and 3.
To wash all this shit away and bring everything forth. Because the sun ain't gonna dissipate, ain't gonna disappear. So them waters go, you know, in the spiritual, they ain't talking physical. Because we already said he ain't doing that no more. You know? We know that, but go ahead.
Psalms chapter 98, 3. "He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel."
That's linked with the brothers, with the, you know, the Bible channel just put. You got it?
Shalom to you brothers in Concord too.
You got it?
It says, "All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God."
See, that's what y'all seeing. So we're seeing this, we're seeing us. That's why we that bird from stone.
Right.
You know? Those two prophets that tortured them.
Was that dude bothering y'all that came out the tattoo shop?
Nah, he was good. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah,
Alright,
he was cool. Yeah.
I was trying to gauge if I needed to come get
Yeah.
you. I just tattooed him.
Nah, yeah, he good, man. He good. But yeah, man. Hey,
That's the spirit.
yeah, you know, can't make it up, man. So,
Yeah.
you know, we gotta keep.
He like that's really like orderly.
He's like basically,
No, that's exactly
Exactly.
That's exactly it.
he's
Man.
like, I didn't know if I had to come.
Right. He
Because
like
he know basically,
All,
yeah.
all things works for good to the
I,
godly.
you know, and obviously he acknowledges it's something good.
yeah, exactly. And it's so beautiful because like it shows it's not tripping because they know it's right. You know,
Now, will everybody? No, because we're in fucking war.
Exactly.
You know, but in war, you get help. You know what I'm saying? Some people sell out from the other side. You know, or they smart enough.
Yeah.
Not pushing that shit. See, you Jakes that lead this, you're not smart enough. All right. So what y'all see? That's the spirit. You said he saw it. What?
That's something good.
Read what you just read one time.
Yep. Psalm chapter 98 and 3. "He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God."
Yep. That's what they're seeing. They're seeing this is salvation for us. This is setting up and bringing forth. You got it?
Here in verse 2 again. So like, "The Lord Yahweh hath made known his salvation. His righteousness has he openly shewed in the sight of the heathen.
Us, we not hiding, and when you come talk to us, we tell you, right, or the Lord tells you through us. Right. This is the salvation of the Lord. Right. The Lord's gonna come back, destroy goddamn America, man. Save his people. They're gonna make the earth a much better place for everybody.
I can shop to set up a new shop.
And he the people on their tributary for the greater good, man. And it's just. Esau gonna get his back beat in, and his ass gonna be, fucking eradicated, man. Thus says the Lord. It's just that simple, Don't go against what the Lord says, man. It's already thought out. And then you realize the bad way, at the end, the worst way. Same must go after death by pain. But inquire how the righteous gonna be saved, man.
Exactly.
All right?
Rather,
Yep. So with that,
I got you.
you got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3. It says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. Trust ye in the Lord forever, for the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength."
You speak on it.
And kind. So, everything has just been full circle. You stay occupied in this, you growing in this, the Lord gonna give you that perfect peace, In the moments and in the times when you go to war, we gonna make it out, Or I should say, because we're still in the war. In the times that we
Y'all about to
visit.
know something.
Yeah.
do what you said.
That's it. Call them live.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahawakak Wadash.
All right, until next time, Shalom.